It's been a little bit of a long day. And I was like, stop jumping on the bed. Ugh. Cranky dad. And at some point later in the afternoon, later in the evening, it kind of occurred to me how the stuff we do as kids, maybe we need to like remember how to do that. Hey, good morning. It's a beautiful day out here in Coober Pedy. Thanks for joining me for a morning walk. This is really an absolutely extraordinary part of the world. You know, one of those places that as an Australian I've heard about my entire life and had never been to until today. So it's awesome that you can join me. We're going to go for a walk around. How are you today? Hit me up in the comments down below if you're a new friend or an old friend. I'd love to hear about how you're doing, so hit me up. Let's go and have a walk and chat and a look around this very, very unique part of Australia. Let's do it. Coober Pedy is home to about 1,700 souls, and I call them souls because this place is kind of lost in the middle of the desert. Basically back in 1915, somebody coming through this area, a European, found opal, and within a year all the opal miners arrived, and Coober Pedy started to become what it is today, which is the world's leading opal mining destination. It's made up of something like 250,000 individual different mining plots. The government here basically wanted to make sure that, you know, the small man miner had an opportunity to find his fortune. And so rather than encouraging large scale mines, what they decided to do was create these small plots, 4 meters by 4 meters, so 16 odd square meters, so that people could have their plot and mine it. So it's been going for a bit over 100 years, and I can tell you what, you wouldn't come here for any other reason really, would you? Because it's really hot. Today's going to get up to 42 degrees. And in fact, you can see building up in the distance, just behind that mobile product sign, got a really good desert thunderstorm brewing, because they're predicting some pretty wild thunderstorms later today, which should be awesome to see if that does actually end up coming over. So yeah, hot, lots of flies, but a chance to strike your fortune. Certainly attracts a certain type of person, doesn't it? And life out here would be tough. I'm not just thinking about the people who live here now. Now, what's actually kind of interesting is that a lot of people live underground here. It's probably one of the unique elements of Coober Pedy. Certainly one of the things that I heard about when I was growing up was the fact that you have all these underground homes, because it gets so hot here, not just in the summertime, but even in the middle of the day in winter can get pretty hot. And so what the locals started to do was dig out the sandstone in order to create their houses and their homes underground. And so now you can stay in an underground hotel, which is pretty cool, and it costs about the same to create an underground home as it does to build an overground home. The difference being is that the temperature underground is a stable 20 degrees year round, which is perfect. It means you don't need to run air conditioning. But the temperature above ground, if you built like a house above ground, you've got to run the aircon all of summer, so you've got that extra cost of just living here, because otherwise it would just be unsupportable. Just impossible to live here because it'd be so freaking hot. And it has created this like unique culture where people live underground here and they work underground and basically try and stay out of the sun, because you're out here for more than 15 minutes, you're going to get burnt to a crisp anyway. What a unique part of Australia. Oh, this is pretty rad. Look at this. It's actually a drive-in cinema. God, I have literally never seen one of these. But check it out. It's like just a big old car park and a movie screen. I wonder if they still use this. I guess they must. That's the thing I love about travel, right? It's like you get these snapshots back in time and you get to join these dots between things you've heard about when you're a kid, but you've never seen with your own eyes. Coober Pedy, opals, underground houses, a drive-through. Like this was the thing back in the 1950s, and yet I've never seen one. I have now. Such a privilege to travel. Last night we arrived after dark at our hotel, We had about a 700 kilometre drive down from Alice Springs, so it was a good day in the car, going past lots of road trains and desert and that sort of stuff, so I was a little bit tired. And we got to our accommodation, which was an underground hotel, pretty cool. And one of the kids got all excited and was like jumping on the bed. And I was like,
"Stop jumping on the bed."
I'm like a cranky dad who didn't want kids having too much fun jumping on the bed. And it kind of occurred to me later that maybe that's the point. Maybe the goal is actually to live more like a kid. Just to be wanting to have fun and to be living like free of expectations that things need to be a certain way. You know, I think one of the beautiful things when you're young like that is you're kind of fearless about trying new things. You'll try it and you're not worried about whether or not it looks good or what somebody might say about it. You just do it because, hey, it's like fun to try to do something new, regardless of the result. But we lose that when we become adults, don't we? It's like we become so worried about what other people think of us that we kind of get scared to choose, and we get scared to change, and we get scared to try. So I'm wondering if the goal isn't to just try to live more like a kid, and to try and like hold on to that, like never lose that youthful enthusiasm of just going for it and jumping on the fucking bed. Or jumping into a freezing cold swimming pool and swimming in there for half an hour when clearly your lips are blue and all you should be doing is getting out and getting warm. But you're just having so much fun in the water. So much. I just feel like our past experiences end up weighing us down. The expectations of others end up weighing us down. We really just need to like break free of that. Increasingly, I've been trying to say yes more when my kids push me to do something that I don't really want to do. So we've been driving and you get to a campsite or something like that and they say, "Oh, let's go in the swimming pool." And the last thing I feel like doing is going in the swimming pool, and my first thing to do is say, no, we're not going to go swimming now. And then just to stop and go, no, hang on. There's no reason why we can't go in the swimming pool now. In fact, it'd be fun to go in the swimming pool right now. And the only reason that I can come up with is something that I've constructed. And so I'm trying really hard to just to stop that. To stop that instantly rejecting a good idea to go out and have fun. And just to go out and have fun. Sometimes the swimming pools are really fucking cold. And you just don't want to get in the swimming pool. But you just got to do it anyway. Yeah, just stop saying no so much. Because it does become a reflex. It does become a reflex. I actually remember really precisely the moment in my life where I realised I was kind of free to choose. I had this girlfriend who lived a few 100 kilometres away, and we'd go to see her every now and then on the train. And this one time, I think I'd gone up to see her on a Saturday, and I was standing on the platform with her on Saturday evening, ready to take the train back home to Sydney. And the train was arriving, and we'd had such a great day, had so much fun. And this train pulled in, and I just remember thinking to myself, I don't want this to end now. I want to hang around a little bit more. And the train arrived, and I remember standing on the platform, and she was like, "Okay, see you later." I just said, "Watch this." And the train arrived, and the doors opened, and then the doors closed, and the train left. And she looked at me, and she just went, "That was awesome." And it was awesome, because I executed my right to choose, my ability to choose. And all I had to do was call my parents and tell them that I was going to stay an extra night, and I'd be home the next day. And yet that overwhelming burden, the overwhelming burden of that train arriving and stopping at the station almost prevented me from choosing what I really wanted to choose, which was to stay. And you just got to remember, you do have the right to choose. Just because the train is there and the doors are about to close doesn't mean you have to get on it. Sometimes you can just wait it out. There's a practice in meditation called beginner's mind, or beginner's eye. I can't remember. I'm not a meditation specialist, but I've been doing it for a while now, and what I find is remarkable is when you walk through a place you've been before, you need to try and look at it as though you're looking at it for the first time. Like this mobile sign, right? Yeah, I just saw that 15 minutes ago, and I could just walk past it and ignore it because, you know, I've seen it, I've done it. Therefore, it's like not unique and exciting anymore. Or I can look at it like I'm looking at it for the first time and be like, wow, it's actually kind of cool. There's a whole story behind that sign and the business that it represents. Approaching things with your beginner's mind. Shelving your expectations. Because then we're free. And isn't that just what we all want? Is just to be free. Free to choose, free to live. Whatever you're getting up to today, I hope it's a good one. Have yourself an awesome day, because it's always a beautiful day. I'll see you next time on The Morning Walk. I'm Rob Norton.